So let me start this video right away by saying that I never expected to talk about this game on here. Anyone who's been on my channel for a while now would know that Iron Lung is a topic I have avoided like the plague for a year now, saying time and time again on streams and posts that I had no intention of covering the game. And that is in no way because I disliked it, but rather because I felt like there was nothing new I could bring to the table. So many content creators before me had looked at this game and really dug deep into what makes it work, so anything I could potentially say about it feels like it would have been said already a million times. That being said though, despite that fact, this is without a doubt my most requested video topic of all time. For over a year now, I have been asked to cover this game time and time again, and while I avoided it before for the reasons I've already mentioned, I figured that since it's my favorite time of year, I would do something special for y'all and give a go at trying to give my own perspective on Iron Lung. I played through it again, jotting down my honest thoughts about all the elements at play with this experience, and put them together here to give you all a look into how I feel about this now iconic horror game. So, without further ado, let's delve into Iron Lung. Now before we even get into the game itself, I feel like it's very important for us to first look at the actual story of Iron Lung, as it plays a major role in the game's setting and overall atmosphere. I won't really be touching on anything that was added in Iron Lung's lore update, instead focusing on the tidbits we're given at the beginning and the end which are used to establish the world of this game. Iron Lung opens with this brief scroll of text that describes the situation both our character, as well as the entire population of this world find themselves in. An event known as the Quiet Rapture caused all stars and hospitable planets in the universe to vanish without a trace, leaving only those living in starships and space stations alive. In an attempt to find a new place to survive, the human race had begun surveying the known galaxies to try and find potential moons to live on, leading them to eventually discover the main setting of our game, an ocean of blood found on one such moon's surface. Our character, a convict who was chosen for this task, is put in a submarine called the Iron Lung, which has been welded shut to investigate this blood ocean, with the promise of freedom if we're able to survive the voyage. And it's here where the game really begins and what makes Iron Lung special immediately becomes apparent. This game takes place in one small, isolated location that we never leave for the entire playtime. And the story setting this location up before anything even happens gives everything this morbid feeling of hopelessness. We are trapped in what is essentially a tomb right from the beginning. We're in a world where most life has completely faded away, and we, a convict whose life is seen as forfeit, are sent down into the deep, dark unknown in a last-ditch effort to find something, anything that could give humanity hope. It is a bleak, unforgiving world this game takes place in, and that is apparent to us before we even properly begin playing it. Actually getting into the game itself, you'll notice right away that there is little actually going on in the ways of gameplay. The entirety of Iron Lung revolves around us looking at this map, moving our way to each marked coordinate and snapping photos of whatever we find there. We never get to actually see what is right in front of us until a photo is properly taken, creating these tense moments where we sit and wait to see whatever it is that lies before us. And if I'm being completely honest, I found this gameplay loop to very quickly become quite tedious and boring. Obviously, the point here is a focus on atmosphere, and the game very often succeeds at that, but I find that the moments between taking these photos can feel like a drag to get through. There are very little present threats in Iron Lung other than avoiding walls of the ocean floor, and as a result of that, I feel like there's a strong lack of tension. Because of this lack of active threats, despite the game's effort to immerse me with its sound design and random events, I found it hard to properly be scared because I always felt like I was safe from danger. And honestly, I found myself very fascinated by this gameplay loop. While it seems like it would become tedious if you were just watching someone else play the game, actually experiencing it for yourself shows you how genius this is from a design standpoint. The gameplay of Iron Lung is never the focus, it's the horror, the building tensions towards something that is going to happen. Every single time you snap a photo, there's this feeling of suspense that goes with it, making you question what is right in front of you before you even see it. And if it isn't that, then it's the sounds of everything around you as you slowly make your way through the ocean of blood. These slower moments where you try your hardest to get to each landmark are moments where you're left to sit with yourself and actively listen to the world around you. And oftentimes these moments are where the game is at its scariest. Sometimes you'll hear the sounds of something alive swimming past you. Other times parts of the submarine will begin to malfunction and break, reminding you of how dire your situation really is. These moments help to build an oppressive and hopeless atmosphere, which reminds you that you are somewhere you aren't supposed to be. And on top of that, you're in this mysterious void in a ship that is barely holding itself together. And that leads me to the ending of this game, which acts as the culmination of all this tension. As you begin to make your way through Iron Lung, it becomes apparent very slowly that something is in this ocean with you. And whatever that thing is, it does not like you being there. The first glimpse of this happens when we see something quickly swim by our submarine, setting off our radar for a mere moment before vanishing back into the dark. After this, we have more encounters with whatever this creature is. It attacks the side of our submarine for a moment, sending us to a further coordinate than what we were previously at. We can hear it making sounds somewhere we can't see, and near the end of the game, we even get a glimpse of it as we take a photo to see its massive eyes staring us down. All of these encounters build and build upon themselves, creating this mounting tension. This thing is bigger than us, we have no idea what it is, and we have no means to defend ourselves from it. And that is where our fear of it comes from. This thing at any moment could strike, and when it does, we would be gone in moments at the bottom of the ocean. This tension continues to build as we make our way to the final point on our map, as we hear this creature become louder and louder as it seemingly stalks us through the depths. We turn to take our final photo, and then this happens. And it's here where I must admit that I honestly don't like this ending very much. The build up to this moment was genius, a constant ramping tension where time and time again we get more intense encounters with whatever this thing is that's down here with us. At first it's very subtle, but as it goes, it gets to the point where we have to stare it right in the eye. All of the suspense felt like it was building to something amazing, and for it to just end with a quick, cheap jump scare ruins all of that for me. I know a lot of people like this ending a lot, but it's just something I can't really get behind after everything else was shown to us so effectively. The ending of this game is phenomenal to me. Not only does it act as the perfect culmination of all the tension and buildup we've experienced through the game, but it also does so by taking advantage of the gameplay we're used to. Throughout the entire playtime of this game, everything we see is strictly shown to us from the outside of the submarine. The real horrifying threats are merely things we photograph. And because of that, by this point in the game, we start to see taking these photos as a very mundane task. You don't expect anything to happen in the time it takes for you to walk up and take the photo. You expect the photo itself to be where the horror of this final moment comes from. So when you turn around and do that simple, mundane task once again, only to be met with the horrible monster you've seen time and time again, it is legitimately horrifying. It's a perfect end to a phenomenal experience. And with that, we find ourselves at the end of this discussion. Like I said at the start of this video, I never thought I'd find myself discussing this game on here. I really did believe that everything I had to say already was. But after experiencing it again and writing this script, I am so happy that I finally did, I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. This is too much. Listen to me. This was never supposed to be an Iron Lung video. This was supposed to be something entirely different. I didn't want to make this video, but there's someone in my house, and he told me that if I don't make this video, he's going to kill me. I don't know what to do. I've been trying to make this video. Okay, so I'm recording this tonight because there's something weird going on outside my house. I was supposed to be recording for what was going to be my Halloween special on my channel, but I kept hearing something outside my house, and at first I didn't think anything of it, but it kept going. I kept hearing it, and eventually I checked outside, and it'll just be easier if I show you. Come on, let me show you this. There's this guy. He's just standing outside my house. I don't know what he's doing there. I don't know what he wants. I tried talking to him. He doesn't say anything. He's been standing there for like 2 hours. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna call the police. I'm gonna call the police. What the fuck do you want?
It's not about what I want. It's about what they want, Zach.
What the hell are you talking about? Who are they?
Come on now, Zach. You know what I mean. People who make you what you are. The ones who write your paychecks. Your adoring fans deserve better.
I don't know what you're talking about. Please, just leave me alone already.
You don't understand yet, but you will. They will get what they want, whether you want to make it or not. Goodbye, Zach.
What? What the? And that game mode is Danger. Go for him, but he's been watching over my shoulder the entire time, and I don't know what he's going to do when the video's done. I don't know if he's going to leave me alone.
My apologies, dear viewer. This Halloween special wasn't at all what I intended it to be. All I wanted was to give you all something you wanted for so long now, but it would seem as though Zach didn't want to cooperate with that idea. They have been dealt with now, and I promise that next year you'll get exactly what you want. For now, though, I would like to wish you all a happy